Hello, how are you? My name's Samantha and welcome to my podcast. This is where I will talk about everything that I've been up to in the last week, which is not a lot. Most of my crafting time this week, excuse the hair, I'm not long out the shower. Most of my crafting time this week has gone towards one project because it needs to be finished because it was a present for my son's birthday. I showed you it last week when it was only like a little bit, and I have done nothing but crochet on this thing all week. It's been it looks good though. I am so happy with it. We had originally wanted to do a Lord of the Rings blanket for his birthday. He'd come to me and said, "Mom, can I get a new blanket for my birthday?" Because his Minecraft one was starting to look a little bit ratty because he's probably had it for a couple of years now. I'm like, yeah, sure. Can I get the Gates of Moria from Lord of the Rings? Yeah, but we couldn't find a pattern that would scale up well, so we ended up doing an Alliance line from World of Warcraft, which I'll show you this line here. Now, you will notice that this lion is a gold lion on a blue background. Because we were originally doing a Lord of the Rings blanket, I bought... Lilith, please don't. Oh, if you haven't been here before, this is my dog, my Lilith. She doesn't like it when I'm speaking to people who's not her. She's perfectly fine. She's just going to complain a bit. Anyway, because I have zero impulse control, and we were like, right, we're going to make a Lord of the Rings blanket, I immediately went and bought yarn for a Lord of the Rings blanket. And I bought paint box Aran, and I can't remember the colours because they don't put it on the ball band, but it's a dark green as silver. So, although the Alliance line is technically blue and gold, we have green and silver. So I'm going to step back a bit. You'll have seen this on Instagram if you follow me on there. I've not shown the fully completed thing on there yet though, because I only finished it last night. Oh! That's... Woo! It's big. It's very difficult to get on the screen. So, as you can see, we have Tunisian simple stitch. You can see it a bit better on the silver parts. It's all done in Tunisian simple stitch. Because I am lazy and didn't want to have a billion bobbins, I've just carried the yarn, but this hasn't been blocked. And I think that it's come up well, it's not puckered or anything. And I've just backed it in fleece to cover the... Just backed it in a dark green fleece, which makes it extra cozy and extra thick and extra snuggly. And he loves it. So it's not like super massive because he's not that big. He doesn't need a super massive one. But it's just the right size for him snuggling under. And all I've done to attach the back is, and so when it's called bagging out, and you put you put right side to right side, sew around, leave a little gap, pull it all through the gap, and then hand stitch the gap when you're done. And that's all it really needs. So yeah, that's my massive finished object for this week. So I'm quite happy with that. More importantly, he's happy with it. His birthday's not till tomorrow, but because he'd asked for it, he knew what he was getting, and he's watched me like making it. He's like, "Can I just have it today?" It's okay, fine. So yeah, that's my finished object number 1. I haven't got an awful lot else though, because that's taken, it was like 15 minutes a row, and there are 180 rows. So it took a while. I had a child-free weekend. The kids were at the dad's for the Easter weekend. Excuse me. Kids were at the dad for the Easter weekend. and they were there Friday night until Tuesday morning, because we had the bank holiday on the Monday, so we kept them on the Monday as well. And all I did that entire time was sit and crochet, trying to get his blanket finished. It took a while, but it's done and it was worth it. So happy with that. I might put the pattern up in the blog for it. I think I might do that. That's what my plans for this week. I had plans for putting other stuff up on the blog this week as well, so you can see my reflection in my glasses. Sorry. But I've not done anything for it. I've not had the time, so that's back on the plans again for this week, is to get, I'll put the Alliance blanket pattern on there and like get some other stuff on there as well, I think. Right, next finished objects. If you are a person of a certain age, you will hopefully recognise these. The camera is not going to enjoy the colours. I will link below. I used a YouTube video, which I never do. I never usually use YouTube tutorials because normally they go really slowly. This one though was really good because she goes through everything slowly, so if you're a beginner you will be able to follow it. She shows you everything that she's doing, and the only bit that she speeds up is when she's doing the multiple rounds for the body. And if you're a more experienced crocheter, she puts little cards up in the corner to tell you what you're doing for that row, so you can literally just do that row and then skip on to the next bit. But they're I'm with these. Oh dear. They're super simple to make. The ones that she makes are about this size and they do have little handles. Oh dear. I'm all over the place at the minute. Right. Try again. The ones that she makes are only about this size because they're just cute little yip things. I decided to make them longer, and I made a bit of a longer handle on them so that my children can put them on their beds, because they share a room and they have a bunk bed with wooden slats, and they've never had a TV in their bedroom before. But I got them one at Christmas time, and they have the TV remote and then they have a remote for the Skybox as well, so they have two remotes. Obviously this leads to a lot of, Mum, I've lost the remote. Mum, where's the remote? Because, you know, I'm supposed to know where everything is in their bedroom. So I've made these hang around the slats on the bed, and the remotes fit perfectly inside them. So they have cute little things hanging on the bed and they are useful. After such a big project, I just needed something that was quick and easy, and these took no time at all to make. Even if you're a beginner, these honestly, they take no time at all to make. I've put little safety eyes in. She does use safety eyes in the video, but if you don't have safety eyes, you could just as easily get a bit of black yarn and just do a little bit of embroidery and just hide the tails inside. They're super easy to do, and she walks you through everything on it. So I will link that down below for these. And with the body, I didn't do anything different. It's just when it comes to doing the body rows, I just did more of them to the height that I needed it for the remote. Right, that's all my finished objects, which is not a lot. I do have a couple of whips. I managed to do a little bit more on my desk project. Just throwing everything on the floor here. My Varus shawl. I think last week I've not done very much in it. I think last week I just started this dark section, so I've just done a few rows. We still have not much of a ball left. This is Sardar Shawly. The colour is Honesty. So I'm not sure. Oh no! Lilith, no. Back in a second. Slight emergency there, Lilith was eating my sock. So, where was I? We're a bit tangled there. So, yeah, we've still got a decent chunk of this left, and it's already, I mean, it's not quite big enough to go around, but it's not going to be that much longer until it's going to go all the way around. So I'm going to see how much I get with this, and I might just make it a one ball shawl. I'll see how I feel, because I do have 2 balls of this. It's a weird weight. It's 450 meters, 492 yards. It doesn't say what it's supposed to be. It's got 3.75 mil needles and hooks. I'm not even sure what it's made from, actually. It says machine washable wool cycle. Reshape while wet. I need to find the other ball, because I've lost the half of the ball band with the actual useful information on it. So I will need to have a look at the other ball band and find out what's actually in that. So that's, I've not done very much in it, just a little bit while I was sitting at the computer the other day. My sock. I had started this last week, but I think I'd only done the toe. I might not have even finished the toe. This is what Lilith was just eating. It's got little, I need to sew up the end when I'm done. I'm not sure what to make of this, because it's quite gappy. These are double crochets, like UK trebles, US doubles, and it's making it quite gappy and quite holy. They might be okay for house socks, but what I'm going to do is I'll do the foot, I'll do a bit of the heel, and then I'll sort of wear them around, sitting around for a bit before I go on to do the rest of it. Or I might make one and see how I feel. I don't know. This is them here. I got these on, this is on the Readly app. See, they don't look that gappy there. I didn't actually realise when I looked at them that it was going to be double crochets. And it's got a nice lacy leg on it. It's from the Crafts Beautiful magazine from March 2023. I know last week I'd seen that it was March and I couldn't find the actual issue, but it's March 2023. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty, but I don't know about this whole double crochet foot thing. I don't know that that's going to keep me very warm, and I don't know that it's going to be all that comfortable to wear. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to wear them with anything, and they're just going to be house socks, if anything. The yarn I'm using is really nice though. It's Stylecraft Head Over Heels in the Show Your Pride range from Stuart Hillard. It's shade Be Bold, which is 1017. We still haven't really got to grips with the... Yeah, that's not going to focus. Focusing is still an issue. So we have this. You can see all the nice rainbow colours in it, and it's working up in a nice rainbow. The only thing with this is very like abrupt colour changes. You can't see where the rows are done, because these are done in, like, you do the round, you slip stitch, and then you like chain 2 and then turn your work and go around the other way. But you can't really see it that much, just because there are abrupt colour changes in the yarn. So it just looks like it's meant to be like that, and I'm also not sure I'm a fan of that. This might not be the best yarn to be crocheting with. It might be better if it was like a single crochet. Might, like if I was knitting it, you wouldn't notice it at all, really. But because the crochet stitches are so big, being double crochets, it's quite noticeable, I think. And I'm not sure if I'll, well, I think it's definitely very noticeable. That's not a me thing. I'm not sure if I like it. But I really want to like crochet socks. I don't know, I'm going to carry on. I'll finish one sock, I'll see how I feel. Worst comes to worst, I just have to rip it down again. That didn't take me very long to do. Crochet socks, especially in double crochet, they're not going to take very long. I just thought I wanted to like crochet some socks because I'm always knitting socks, and I've had to get rid of a few pairs of my hand knit socks recently because they've just been worn and mended beyond repair because I've had them for a while. But it means that they've been loved and they've been worn. I think I've only got one more thing to show you. I do believe. And this, I started this last night. I'm meant to be doing my 100-day challenge for cross stitching, and because I have been doing the blanket, I've done barely any cross stitch. So for the whole week with the bee, which was meant to be my main project for it, I've only put in like 1 or 2 stitches a day just to say I've stitched on it today. So I'm not even going to show you that. But last night I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to sit up in bed, listen to my audiobook, and I'm going to stitch a little bit. So I decided to start on this, which I think I showed a couple of weeks ago when I'd done a little lion cross stitch, and it was another one of these little kits. I got this from Hobbycraft. I think you can get them in other places. It's a Trimmets kit. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Trimmets. And they're lovely little kits. They come with everything that you need. They have the instructions. They have the little, oh, my scissors. I love these scissors. They're little, you can't really see them. Like, oh, what do you call that? It's like when you look at petrol that's been spilled in water, which is not a nice thought, but it's a pretty colour. And then you get the little card with all the colours on it. And I haven't done very much, so I only started doing this last night. Oh, give me a second, that's the door. Okay, I'm back again. I was just Amazon at the door. So what was I talking about? Right. Oh. So I'm keeping this in my little pouch thing that I showed you a couple of weeks ago as well that I made. And it's a nice little size just for keeping all this kind of stuff in. So all I've done is that. So it's the little mushroom, and I've started on the top of the big mushroom. Because what I do with these is, because they're so small, I just go through the colours by number. See, these all have numbers on them. So I'll just do everything in number 1, number 2, number 3. I don't know, that just makes my brain happy to do it like that. It's a bit harder doing it on some other pieces, but for little things like this, it's easy and I like it. And it means I don't need to keep changing colours all the time. I can just take one colour out, do that colour, and then move on to the next one. And it's just easier for my little brain that way. I thought it'll be a nice relaxing stitch. I really do want to get the bee done, but at the same time I just wanted to lie in bed and do something small and simple. So I took this to bed with me. because after so much crochet, because it's Tunisian crochet as well, so you have the weight of the blanket, which is, it's quite a heavy blanket. It's Tunisian, so it's quite dense, and you're constantly having to use both hands on it. So my hands were aching, and I'm trying to not do too much crochet for a couple of days just to like rest my hands a little bit. So for the last couple of days I have mostly been doing, so I've done a little bit of cross stitch. I've mostly been just chilling out and like doing housework and, you know, doing non-crochet stuff. Once the actual crochet on that blanket was done, I decided I'm going to take a little bit of a rest for a couple of days. And I think that's it. That's everything. We're only at 20 minutes. This might be my shortest episode ever. Let's see what else I've been up to this week. Not a lot. I'm all caught up on podcasts. Not really been... I've been listening to audiobooks mostly because I find audiobooks are easier when I'm doing colour work, because there's a lot of counting when you're doing colour work, obviously. So I finished Den of Vipers. It was alright. If you want something that you don't really have to think about too much, it's fine. And then what else did I listen to? I started listening to The Devil You Hate, or The Devil You Know. I don't know, it's the second in a series. And one of them's called The Devil You Hate and one of them's called The Devil You Know, and I can't remember where round they go. But I'm on the second one. And that's alright. It's just, again, more brainless drivel. But it's nice to listen to while I'm counting. Today I started listening to a biography of Marie Laveau, who's the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. That's been really interesting. Quite like that. Actual book-wise, I'm reading a book called What is Love? And it's just a silly rom-com type thing with a little bit of spice in it. And it's centered around a woman with ADHD and this guy who's like a stuck-up professor type guy, enemies to lovers type situation, but it's based around a quiz show, which is a lot like Jeopardy. I think it's a Jeopardy, where they have the answers up on the board and you have to give them the question. I think that's Jeopardy. I haven't seen it since I was little. I think it's more of a thing in America than here. That's alright as well. It's nice and just relaxing for my brain, which is what I need right now, because I've got all this other stuff going on. I'm doing my course and I'm trying to get my Etsy shops back up and running and learning how to make a website, and you know, I've got a lot of other stuff where I'm taking brain things, so my reading is pretty trashy at the minute because that's what I need. I just need something where I don't need to think about it too much. I've watched a couple of biographies on telly this week though. I watched one on Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein, and that was actually really, really good. I enjoyed that. That was a BBC one, I think. And I watched one on Mark Zuckerberg, which just annoyed me. Somebody that naive should not have that much power and money and control. He seems like a nice guy. He really does. But he's very naive and thinks the best of people too much. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everything. Tomorrow, I say it's my small person's birthday. The plan is to go out for a meal. However, he's lost my bank card. He had my bank card to go to the shop and now it's just disappeared. So we may or may not be able to go for a meal tomorrow. He's looked everywhere apparently. I've looked everywhere. We can't find it. It's a little bit annoying. Oh, the best thing happened today though. Coffee. I have started drinking coffee, like espressos made in a little mocha, and it's the best thing ever. Unfortunately, my squirrel brain, I had put my mocha on the stove. I'll show you the thing it is. I had put mine on the stove to heat up, and then I had left the room. Now, it's one of these. Now, the problem is, if I leave a room, things stop existing. I have ADHD. You have a thing called object permanence, where if things aren't in front of you, you kind of forget they exist until you get reminded about them again. In my case, me being reminded about it was my son coming in going, "Mum, your coffee pot's melted all over the top of the cooker." So I was a little upset. Nothing to do with the coffee pot at all. It was literally, it's metal and it's got like the plastic handle, and I had left it on there for that long that all the coffee had sort of cooked and then disappeared, and the heat had to go somewhere, so it went into the handle and just melted the whole thing. And I was very upset because I had to get it imported from Italy. So I thought, instead of buying another one, an expensive one, and getting it shipped from Italy, I'll just buy a cheap one and get it in this country. That was a stupid thing to do. Honestly, if you're going to get one of these machines, just get a proper one, get a good make. Which is what I've ended up doing, because the other one was terrible. It was like leaking everywhere and it made disgusting coffee. And it's just not good. It felt very unsafe to use. So my new coffee pot arrived this morning. I have now been drinking much, much nicer coffee. I'm very, very happy about this. You know, the older you get, the more the simpler things in life make you happy. This is what I'm discovering. So I think that actually is everything now. I'm planning to do my hair now because I still have the badger thing going on. I've just not had time. Honestly, I've just not had time to do my hair. I've chopped it all off, ready to get it done, and then I've just not had any time since then. But I will get it done today, probably. I'll see. It's 5:10 now. I need to go make some food. I need to go and do a couple more bits of housework. I need to do some washing. I need to go put my bed sheets back on the bed because my bed sheets are currently in the dryer. So we'll see. I might not get around to get my hair done tonight because this is my hair dyeing top. I've put it on. I'm optimistic I will get to do my hair at some point tonight because I've got my hair dyeing top on. Maybe. I have so much else to do, like constantly. It just feels like I never really get the time to do the things for me, which is bad, and I shouldn't do that. But they're all important things, and if I don't do them, there's nobody else to do them. I'm going to go. Right, we're now on 28 minutes. I'm going to go stop waffling, and I will see you on Monday for I did the intro for my Stitcher library on last Monday. So this Monday will be the first episode where I'm actually going to show you what I'm working on. I have made a start on it. I haven't shown you on here because I will show you on Monday. So yeah, I'm going to go and I will see you on Monday hopefully. Bye.